Good afternoon, my Dungeon Boss brethren. We're back with another Fad Friday. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Demon Caster Ella Ametryst. What makes her tick? What makes her good? What makes her bad? How she stacks up against everybody else, relatively speaking, of course. The reason that I picked Ella for this week is she is showing up more and more in PvP these days. I'm seeing her a lot. Um, in Silver League PvP. You see, I have her 6-starred. Unfortunately, I don't have her maxed out at level 80, so I haven't had a chance to integrate her yet. She's actually on my short list. I'm going to be spending XP to actually bring her up to snuff if I can here. I'm basically going to spend all the XP that I got. I'm guessing this is going to get her up to about 70. She'll fit right in with the team that I'm going to be using. Um, so let me go ahead and put that in. I don't think we're going to quite hit 70. Maybe we will. It'll be close. Just see just how much XP it takes to get, past these last few hurdles. I get about 15 of those a week, if you will. Cleared 70. That's good. But I'm just grinding away. She's going to be part of my next week's silver team video. She will be in there. You get a little bit good glimpse of her today. Let's see if I can just turn the corner to 71 here. Okay, let me just update these quick here. That'll only take me just a moment, and then we'll get into her numbers here. But I've been waiting a long time to use Ella for one basic reason. She's kind of an unsung hero, but her numbers also back it up too. She's kind of something. We're gonna try and get to the bottom of that and see where that ultimately takes us. So first things first, we're going to take a look at her. Um, what do we call it? The stats and the traits. That's what we're gonna do first. So stat sheet. She has 5 traits to begin with. She is dark. She's a caster. She's a demon. So naturally, as being a caster, she is going to be doing extra damage. We can expect that. Her attack is 2556, which is pretty high. Her defense 1988. Skill 2292 for self heals, and then max health 7694. One of her bonuses, she does have that extra crit multiplier. We'll get to that in just a little bit here. But looking at her actual stats here, notice we don't have any extra bonuses to any of her core stats. Her only bonus comes as crit multiplier, which is a bonus 25%. We see that in her traits. Life stealing, this is where I guess you could say that skill comes into play, but that's a fixed rate. It doesn't scale up or down with this, as far as I know. 20% is 20%. It's going to be based off of damage. She does a good amount of damage, so this is generally considered pretty good. For Silver League PvP, I cannot stress the importance of this, the turn a blind eye and ignore taunting. If you get to a point where you have somebody else that's on the ropes and William is taunting, this here could be a lifesaver, provided that she's not one-shot killed by Rogar to begin with. She has magical protection. I love anytime I see these here, 25% damage mitigation from magic attacks. That said, a ton of the stuff that I see in PvP is physical attacks anyways and not magic, so it's not going to save you from Rogar, but, it's something. Fourth one is that prowess we were talking about, additional 25% on crit. Keep in mind that that's 225% crit multiplier. It's not a 25% more than what she would normally crit. It's additive, not multiplicative. So that would be nice if it was multiplicative. 25% of a 200% bonus would obviously be 50, extra 50%, but that's not how it works. And then last one, her marquee trait, which is sort of an enigma. We're going to try and get to the bottom of this one today. So demon allies gain increased chance to dodge as their health decreases. So that is the true trick in terms of what are the actual numbers on this. I don't think it is a direct one-to-one analog as to what we see. My guess is it runs on the tiered system. We've seen that plus or minus rounding, I think, for other similar abilities. If something is at the 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, it goes 1.1 damage. If it's 20 through 29, it's 1.2, and so on and so forth. My guess, if I can't decipher this, is if she has 100% health, she has a zero bonus chance to dodge. Um, zero. Well, the dodge chance here is 0%, so they don't have a chance to dodge regardless unless we give that. So in this case here, if she's at 100% chance, she wouldn't, or 100% health, she wouldn't have a chance to dodge. What I wonder though is if she's at 50% health, does she have the 50% chance to dodge? That's something that we'd have to ultimately really work out in the long run. That's not something I can do in a 15-minute video. We're talking hundreds of attacks to get baseline data. And once I integrate her into PvP, I will be able to confirm that a little bit better. But I am just now inserting her into that team, and I ultimately want to get her up to level 80. But what I truly want to know is if she has just a smidget of health. My guess, if she has one hit point, it's going to scale to be 10%. She will have the 10%, basically the 1 minus 10%. So if she has one hit point, I feel like she will have a 90% chance to dodge. I can't prove that, and I don't know if that's scaled yet. My thought is the innate mechanism for this, because she can end up with such low health, that she would dodge every single attack. And there's not a lot of heroes that are guaranteed to hit, or skills that are guaranteed to hit. She could just be essentially unkillable and wipe a whole team. Now, if that is the case, and that's why people are using her in PvP, fantastic. But my thought, if I were to have designed her, I would have capped that at a match or a max of 50%, for example. So no matter how low her health goes, maximum dodge chance would be 50%. So you'd hit her every other attack. We will try and get a sense of that. We should be able to do one raid, and if she takes a lot of damage, she should be essentially dodging everything that comes her way. We also don't know, at least I don't know. It's a chance to dodge attacks. Does that mean it's a chance to dodge all of the skills? Maybe, maybe not. It depends on what type of skill it is and where dodge really comes into play. If it's something where a skill is doing an actual attack, I've seen those obviously dodged many times. But magical based attacks, I've not really seen those get dodged. Like if you use Jin, for example, and you use his Storm of the Ancestors. I don't know that I've ever seen her dodge that, but I don't know that I haven't seen her not dodge that either. So I just don't have enough information there because I haven't used her that much, and I've only just started to see her in PvP myself, um, because I'm not focusing a lot on silver PvP. So looking at these numbers here, let me just break it down a little bit in terms of where she's at here. Um, Her raw attack, relatively speaking, if we were to base her raw attack, comparatively speaking to everybody else in my roster, she is ranked number 8. Her raw attack is 36 times that of her level. So that's actually pretty good. I mean, anything above 35 is pretty good. She's, like I said, top 10 in that aspect there. Um, we do see that a lot with the 6 stars. So if you don't have her 6 starred, you might not get that same effect. Now her other stats are not as good, but you're not putting her in there as a strong defender. And we've already determined that the skill really doesn't help her self heal. That's basically just attack damage or bust. So looking at her defense, let me tell you about her defense quick. Her defense, if we stack that up, is going to be I can't even find her. She's so low on my list. She's right in the middle, ranked 35 out of the 70 or so heroes. Her defense is 28 times what her level is. There's a lot better defensive heroes. Obviously, those are all tanks. She is not a tank. I don't have my data set to look at casters specifically, so I can't see if she compares to that. Um, her health is also not that great either. She has reasonably high health because she's 6 stars, but comparatively speaking to others, her health is not very good. Um, it's actually worse than it was for her defense. Um, so she is at 38 out of the 70-ish, with her health being, at least she hit triple digits, about 100 times that of her level. Um, Again, most of the tanks dominate that category. And the reason that she's as high as she is she's 6 stars. In terms of 6 stars, there's only two other people that are below her so far. Yasmin is one of them, and Selwyn is one of the other. Everybody else is better than her, and there's even a bunch of my 5 star heroes that are better than her in terms of comparative health as well. So we make up for that with the sheer raw damage and that dodge mechanic. I said she's not meant to take a lot of damage. She's meant to dish it out and hopefully not get hit. That said, let's take a look at her abilities here. Um, she has a basic swing. Basic swing does her basic damage of something times a number. Um, the overall basic attack here, let me plug this in quick, is 1278. This is exactly half of her attack stat. Not even a weird decimal. It's exactly half. So her basic attack does half of her attack stat. Her second ability, the Charm, which is certainly her marquee ability because it is what she's always been known for. Um, she takes, you know, how do I explain it? She charms somebody and then they hit themselves. What kind of bugs me on this one here is that it is fixed damage, so she charms the target to make range damage. Actually, no, it's then deals the range damage. So depending on who you charm, you get their base damage as well as one additional one. So the damage applied to that person is after they have attacked everybody else, they get hit themselves. So it is AoE damage, but it's not a full 25-56. You have to consider actually who you're charming. If that person does a lot of attack damage, you actually get a lot of bang for your buck out of this one. But this one here, one of the interesting things about Ella is her abilities. Um, Much higher damage, comparatively speaking, than others, and I think that's just because she's a caster in nature. But this attack here does 2 times her attack stat, and most of them have usually one sort of AOE that's roughly about 1 times their attack or even less, and then they have that one, prototypical, two and a half times, which she does. Her second ability is roughly 2.5 times here. If I put this one, this is 3361. This is 2.63 times her normal attack. That is her haymaker, if you will. Downside to this is that it's got a fairly long cooldown of 5. Great for PvP defense, but it's tough to get this one off in PvP offense. All things considered, this is mostly just a high-powered attack. It doesn't have any real extra benefits. Curse is great, lowers their defense and their chance to dodge, but um, truthfully, I don't see that as a game-changing ability. If it was something we're just having her in a fight, everybody started Curse, now that would be something that's pretty amazing. But you got to hit her and you got to survive long enough for that to last here. Then her last ability, the Kiss of Death. Kiss of Death is 1.91. So this one here is still also almost 2 times her normal or her basic attack stats. So all of her abilities are very, very strong. Great thing about this one here, it puts weaken on there, lowers their attack. It exhausts them for 2 turns. 2 times damage to people that are under 50%. Um, so you can crank up a lot of this. So this could be 4,000, um, actually almost 5,000 when you hit. Consider a possibility to crit then on top of that, and you're looking at some serious damage. Again, though, cooldown is 5 turns. So getting this off in PvP, if you are alive when that comes up, it's almost guaranteed that someone's going to be at 50% or less health unless you've killed all them already. It's a great, great skill. Um, so all things considered, she has a lot of potent attacks. I'm going to try and do a raid here, see if I can't get her um, worked in there. As far as the team goes, let's see who we got out here. We got some 70s at 5 stars. Should be able to whack them. I want to stay alive long enough. That's why I'm doing a lore level one. I want to see her take damage, and I want to see her dodge. So the way that I'm going to do this then is the name of the game here is just to keep her alive. We are going to do dual heals like we did yesterday. And then I think we're going to put William in there for taunting, and then we'll have her in there. I'm not looking for a quick win here. I'm looking for just something to stay alive. Um, Truth be told, I feel like the longer I stay in this, the better I'll fare. With dual heals and a tank in there, maybe this is my next go-to team. I can't say that it is, but um, see how it goes. I'm only doing just this one raid. We're going to try and see how much damage she can actually soak and what her dodge chance is. So, all right, she is at less than 50%. The next attack that comes in, I am expecting that she would dodge that 50% of the time. It's a flip of the coin. If this is she's at, let's call it 33%. Is that going to be it's either going to be a 60% chance to dodge, or it's going to be roughly 30% chance to dodge. The wounding, I hate the wounding. I'm going to heal anyways. We'll get through this here. She did dodge that. I don't know if you saw it. It went pretty quick. She did dodge that skill. It was a magical attack, nothing physical. She did, in fact, dodge it here. All right, so whoever has the highest attack here, truthfully, that is going to be Rogar. Rogar will have the highest attack out of this group here. Um, Nearly certain. I've run that number many, many times. So, all right, get some heals here. I don't know if it'll hold up over that wounding. Um, Now we'll just get some taunting on here. I'm gonna kill the dark guy. And now Ella's back to full health. I'm gonna keep Black Diamond out there, see if she hits her. Um, I don't think we're gonna get a crit out of this. I did 3,400. How about that? I don't know if she's gonna take any additional damage. Black Diamond should attack her. She really should. But I'm not gonna get a chance to dodge another attack. I don't think because I can't. That's one thing I wish we had about this game was the ability to just defend and not actually attack or do a skill. That would be great for energy regeneration because there's times where I just want to be like, can I do nothing and just take the turn? That would be awesome if we could do that, but we can't. Maybe in the future. And I didn't even get to one of my other abilities either. I can heal though, but I don't want to heal her. Um, yeah. I guess there's not really much point here. She's not gonna kill me, but I can whack her with my kiss of death. Then that'd be the perfect closer to this video. 8,000, big whopper there. So it was 4,000 normal, and then the 225%, pretty awesome. So like I said, I feel like if I get her up to level with the rest of my silver team, she might be quite something. I do expect that her numbers will get diminishing returns a little bit, and her overall attack to level will taper off a little bit, and it'll probably go down just a smidge, and she'll drop out of the top 10 when we get everybody else at level. Um, but right now, that dodge chance, I think, is going to be pretty nifty. If she takes a beating in the first turn, She dodges the second turn, but I mean, we saw how long that one took to ultimately get out to the extra abilities. My thought is we're gonna have to see if we can get by with one healer and then sub in Echo to get some energy regeneration, so we can start using these abilities on turn 3 instead of turn 5. Um, but I like having the dual healers in there and then having Augustus. Like I said, if I got the XP to spend, which you saw how much it took just to get her up to 71, if I can get her up to 75 and Augustus up to 75, then I at least have PvP covered up through mid-level ranks. But that is Ella. If you are a fan of Ella and you have her maxed out, let me know if you have any anecdotal evidence about how much she actually dodges. Like I said, it's gonna take a lot of raids to be able to indicate this. It's gonna be slow too because I'm gonna have to just sit and document every single one. Estimated health percent and if she dodged. Estimated health and if she dodged, so I can start plotting those. That's a it's a whole day endeavor really, and I don't want to do that over the course of a whole day. So um, what I forgot to do, I don't think it's going to show in the tooltip, but I wanted to see in the actual um, match if it did show a tooltip on her trait, which I don't think it does. I think it just says she'll have that trait and she has a chance to increase chance to dodge, but I don't think it would actually show it. But anyways, that is our Fad Friday for Ella Ametryst. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to leave those below. Otherwise, happy Friday, everybody. Take care and have a great weekend. We'll see you next time. Thank you for watching, and remember, I make YouTube videos for the American working man, because that's what I am, and that's who I care about.